Hello.
A ver. Sawa. Dama yau shine maganar da zamu yi ko meeting.
Hello, good evening, Hans.
Good evening, Uche.
Yeah, good evening. Yeah, my name is Mr. Uche. I will be taking us on a brief webinar tonight. I hope all of us can hear me very clear. Please, I will appeal for calm. I don't want to mount anybody so that I'll be able to answer questions at the same time. I would like to share ideas with us on the upcoming event tomorrow. That is the FOMC news that's coming tomorrow. I hope you can see the screen I'm sharing with you. Hello, House. Hello.
Yes.
So I hope you can see the screen I'm sharing.
Yes, you can see.
Yes, I want to take us on the FOMC analysis because it is one of the strongest economic events that drives the currency market. Later, we will analyze crude oil inventory. Crude oil inventory, currently, they have given us 2.8 million barrel as available stock compared to the previous one we had last week that was 5.9 million barrel. Last week was a great week for many of us. A lot of us made a lot of profit from the crude oil inventory. Now, I just want to let us know a little bit about the FOMC news, the meaning of FOMC, and how it is being traded all over the world. I made a short note about it. On my note here, in case you want the note, I'll be able to send it to you. I said that the FOMC news is the primary tools the panel used to communicate with investors about monetary policy. So it contains the outcome of the vote on interest rate decision. It also discusses the economic outlook and offer clues on the outcome of future vote. Now, what I'm trying to explain to us, can you hear me, House? Can someone hear me?
Yes. Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, what I'm trying to establish here is that the FOMC news means Federal Reserve Open Market Committee. It's a committee in the United States that usually votes for the new interest rate. And they used to have sittings 12 times a year. These people used to have their sittings 12 times a year. As you can see here, these are the schedules for the meeting. If you check what I'm trying to highlight for you, you'll be able to read that FOMC holds 8 regular schedules meeting during the year. I'm sorry, I mean to say 8, it's not 12. During the year, and other meetings as needed. Link to the policy statement and minutes are in the calendars below. The minutes of regularly scheduled meeting are released 3 weeks after the new policy. Tomorrow is September 20th, which is going to be the day of the new meeting. The previous one was on July, which was on 26th of July. That was when they had the previous one. After tomorrow now, the next one will be between October or November. That will be the next one. And the last one for the year will be December. Either December 13th or 12th. But they're looking at 13th. That will be the next FOMC meeting. Now, we are lucky to have this meeting coming up tomorrow. And I would like us, as much as possible, to take advantage of this meeting. Now, what actually happens in this meeting are vote about the interest rate. Then, if the vote is lower than what they expect, if the outcome of the vote after the board of the executive board casts their vote and what is expected becomes low, it will be as a negative impact on USD. That is bearish on USD. Why? If the outcome becomes the outcome of the vote is higher than what we had last time, it will be of a positive impact on US dollar. That is bullish. Then when you come to this forest factory here, you'll be able to see that on July 26th, the outcome of the vote was 1.25%, which was the same thing with the previous with the forecast and also the previous one that was held around March. Then now, tomorrow, the outcome of the forecast tomorrow, the forecasts are also saying that it's likely to be the same 1.25%. Then on my research here, I was able to get another research on the release of the previous information. As you can see here, this was the decision of the monetary policy implementation that happened on July. I hope you all can see my screen. Hello, can you see the screen I'm sharing with you?
Yes.
Okay, I'm sharing a WordPress screen, right? Hello.
Excuse me, what are you saying?
What is the screen you're seeing? Can you read for me what I'm seeing on my screen?
Yes, I can read it for you.
Okay. Just read for me. Let me see. Yes.
Right? Regarding monetary policy implementation.
Now, this was the last release, the previous release from FOMC. Now, look at where I want us to understand here. They say the Board of Governors of the Federal Reserve System voted unanimously to maintain the interest rate paid on repaired and excess reserve balance of 1.25%, which I told you was look at the effect here too on forest factory. Forest factory immediately updated to 1.25%. This was the last vote. The last vote. Then now, tomorrow vote, they're also saying, forecasting tomorrow that it's possible to also remain the same 1.25%. Then, but if this vote now happen to be above 1.25%, it will be of a positive impact on US dollar, and the US dollar and the US market is going to have a serious sell on Euro USD. JPP USD is going to have a serious sell. Are you with me, House?
Yes.
If the outcome of the meeting is...
It's breaking, but I'm getting.
Okay, if the outcome of the meeting is higher than what we had the previous time, it will be a clear confirmation that that Euro USD will sell, and JBP USD will also at the same time sell, because USD is put here, Euro is put here. On the USD Swiss francs, we are likely to experience bullish, because of USD is the base here. But if the outcome of the meeting tomorrow happen to be low, I mean lower than what we expected, it's possible that Euro USD will keep going up. Britain Pound USD will also keep going up, because one thing that I would like us to note about this FOMC event is that the outcome of this meeting can take the market on one direction for weeks. Any decision made now, we keep the market, let's say the currency in particular, like dollar in particular, on a one particular direction. It may last for 1 week, 2 weeks direction. For those of us that are long-term traders that has a lot of money to trade in the account, so those long-term investors can place a trade and leave it for, let's say, 1 week, 2 weeks to 3 weeks, because of the impact of the decision of the FOMC. Are you with me now, House?
Yes, we are with you.
Then I would like to answer a question, because the meeting is going to last for only 40 minutes, unless if I will have the permission to extend it. So I've already explained to you about FOMC, the definition, what they stand for, and what the impact is likely to be if the actual become low than what we expected. It's going to be bearish for US dollar, and if it's higher than what we expected, it's going to be bullish for US dollar. Don't mind these terms. The terms here, this dovish is a financial term for those that work in financial industry. So I try to break it down. The hawkish here means high. So if the report is high, the outcome of the vote is higher than what we expected, it will be bullish. If it is going to be low, it's possible that we are going to have a bearish in the market, and it will take us longer for, let's say, 1 week to 2 weeks trade. Any question?
Yes, I have a question.
If it is exactly as foreign factory has predicted.
What?
If it is exactly the same prediction that foreign factory made, what will happen to the market?
Then, on this note, what I personally usually do is to go back to the previous market, which was July. July was here. Okay, let me get it very correctly now. Which was July. This is August. Yes, here is July. July 26 is here. This is July 17. This should be July. This is July 25th. This is July 26. Are you watching my chart?
No, it's not showing. No. I'm still
Okay.
looking at the note.
Okay, let me share the chat with you. Are you watching the chat now?
Yes.
Now, someone asked a question. Will say, what if it is the same thing as the previous one? What personally I usually do is to check the previous chart on what happened. Here now is here is July 26. This market here is July 26 market. Then I will now try to know what happened that day. July 26 market, meaning that the rate was not also in favor of dollar because of meaning that it was. Hello, can you hear me? Meaning that the vote was low than what they expected, and as you can see on this chart, this is July 26, and this is their market. The market was up trade, and the market shoot up from this point even down to this point. So now, on this note, now if the outcome happens to be the same, you may possibly see a weak dollar, and which will imply that Euro USD is possible going to continue up trade. Are you with me, House?
Yes, sir.
So have I tried to answer your question?
Yes, you have.
Yes.
What time is the FOMC tomorrow?
The time is, let me share the screen with us. The time tomorrow on our Nigerian time here is 7 p.m. The meeting will be 7 p.m. and the press release will be 7:30 because of they will have 30 minutes vote. By 7:30 p.m. they will release the outcome of the event. Okay, the meeting is 7 p.m. So the result, the federal fund rate will be updated by 7 p.m. While by 7:30 there will be a press conference about the outcome of the event. So if it happened to be that the Federal Reserve Committee kept the interest rate at 1.25%, it's possible that the euro will still maintain its position against dollar because of it is also what happened here on 26th. Watch my chart. This here is exactly 26th of July. Are you with me, House?
Yes, sir.
Oh, you can see the chart I'm sharing with you.
Yes, we are with you.
Yes.
Here is 26th
yes.
of July. As you can see on 26th, which was exactly the day of the last meeting, the market shoot up to this point, and then it has been up. It has not really come down because of the last interest rate. Then, if the government of the United States vote on a higher interest rate, I mean the outcome of the vote is higher, now it will be of a good advantage for them. They are going to have a bullish dollar, and based on the law of base and the counter currency, if the dollar is strong, it will pull the market to come down. So we are all hoping tomorrow to see the outcome of the FOMC news tomorrow. Any other questions, sir?
Yes, I have a question.
Okay.
You know, are we going to wait for a while before we begin trading?
See, let me tell you something. Somebody asked me if we are going to wait for a while before we begin trading. The forces of this market is determined by the economic activities. Let me tell you something. If you watch since morning till this evening, it was only when Euro USD shoot up small. It has been down. I mean, it has been on a particular point because of today. The US, the UN meeting started, and
Yes.
there was no strong economic activity. So many people are hoping tomorrow to know what is going to be the outcome of the market, because it is tomorrow that they have a lot of activities tomorrow on the economy. For example, look at today's market. So there was nothing much. So what actually caused the move in the market are the economic activities. So the question of whether you are going to wait until that time or not is depend on the market volatility. If nothing is happening in the market, all of us will see remain at the particular point until there is a move in the market, which I believe that the move in the market, once the market open by 7 a.m., the return market, they're having a retail sell by 9:30. But I believe strongly that the market is going to move heavily from one, and much volatility will come again from 7 on US dollar because of FOMC news. Are you with me, House? Are you with me?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Also, any other questions, sir? Any question? Now,
That's what I'm saying. That this that's 9:30 a.m. I'm end by 1. We have to join them from now on.
no, you see, the issue of whether you have to join us by 1 or join us by 7 is based on the market volatility. So for example, if you place trade in the morning and nothing is happening, your trade will still be there till when the market moves, because we are trading a future market.
Is it 7 a.m. or
7 p.m. It is 7 p.m. It is 7 p.m. It is 7 p.m. See the time here, 7 p.m. But now, by 3:30 p.m., we have crude oil in inventory. Are you okay with the FOMC information I just shared with you, or do you have any question on it? I want to move to crude oil in inventory. Hello, House. Hello.
Just join. I didn't see anything about the crude oil.
Okay, in case you have any question, just indicate and let me know the question. Now, for those of us that just joined, I was explaining something about the FOMC news that is coming up tomorrow. I told the House that the meeting is scheduled to be 8 times in a year. So tomorrow we are lucky to be part of tomorrow on, which is 20th of September, the FOMC meeting. So it's going to be tomorrow. After tomorrow, the next one will be October or November. Then after that, the next one will be December. But we are focusing on our analysis on tomorrow event. Now, the fundamentals or the analysis of this FOMC news is that if the vote is lower than what we expected, it is going to be a bearish trade for US dollar. If it is higher than what we expected, it's going to be a bullish trade for US dollar. Are you with me, House? For those that just joined, because of the FOMC executive, they will cast a vote on the new interest rate. The previous one was 1.25% interest rate. So they will cast a vote tomorrow to decide about the monetary policy for the future. If they are going to increase the rate or they will reduce the rate. Now, the board of committee of FOMC is going to cast their vote. If their vote is higher, if the people that cast the vote is higher, than the previous one, the market is going to be bullish and it will be a positive for dollar. If it's lower than what we expected, it's going to be bearish for dollar. And the last meeting was on Wednesday, 26th of July, which was 1.25%. That was their listing. So I also shared their press release that same 26th of July, which they said that the Federal Reserve has made the following decision to implement the monetary policy stance announcement by the Federal Open Market Committee in its statement on July 26, 2017. Now, the board, they agree at follow that the Board of Governors of the Federal Reserve System voted unanimously to maintain the interest rates paid on required and excess reserve balance at 1.25%. Then when you check the first factor, it also gave us the actual to 1.25%. Now tomorrow is 20th of September, which is the next meeting day. They have also forecasted 1.25%. Now, if the actual is higher than what we expected or than the previous forecast or the previous release, which is 1.25%, it will be of a positive impact in dollar. Now, on the platform where euro is the base and the dollar is the quote, if dollar is going to be high, meaning that we have to sell euro USD. But if it's going to be low, the outcome of the meeting is going to be low, we have to keep buying euro because it should be that the euro will still maintain its strength against dollar, because on last July, that's July 26, exactly this point was July 26th. July was the day that they released the previous meeting rate, which was the same 1.25%. Now the market went up. So if they release the same similar percent, it's possible that the market will still go against dollar. Dollar may continue buy tomorrow. And the one thing about the FOMC event is that the outcome of this event can take the market to a one direction for weeks. It may continue one direction for weeks because of the interest rate of the bank determines has a lot of influence on the nation's currency. If the outcome of the FOMC can take this market, maybe let's say if it's of positive dollar, it can cause the euro USD to drop for 1 week. To keep selling for 1 week or 2 weeks. It will also cause you to keep buying for more 1 week or 2 weeks based on the new interest rate from the FOMC meeting board. Any question?
It's very clear.
Okay, it's clear now.
Okay, now,
Yeah, it's very clear.
now we the traders, we are economic traders, so we use our knowledge about the economy to trade. What we have to do, whether the meeting is of positive or of negative, that will not concern us. What we have to do is to know what is going to be the outcome of the market and follow the market and move on. That is what we have to analyze. And again, but another thing I would like us to note, based on the speculative nature of the market, is that we don't always trade immediately to 7 or immediately the report is out. Personally, I don't trade. I like to wait like 5 to 10 minutes. Let me confirm the movement, the trend, the position of the market before I join. So it's also another valid strategy for us traders not to be the first people to join the market. It's also important that we confirm. For example, what happened last week on crude oil inventory? It was actually going to be a sell because there was excess available stock in the crude oil inventory. But now it happens to be that there was higher global demand, despite the fact that there was much stock. Because of the demand counters the available stock that's supposed to have pushed the market down, and the oil market keep going up. Currently, the oil price is now at $48 per barrel. Okay, $49 per barrel. In the morning, it was around $50 per barrel. So it is very, very important that we also check the market direction before we place trade, because many of us are all retail traders. We don't even determine the fate of the market. It's only the big players in the forex market that determines the face of the forex market first, before the speculators and the retail traders join. Are you with me, House? Any question?
Yes, we are with you.
Any question? In the next 3 minutes, I will shut down this webinar. Then I will come up again for more 30 minutes. Then we can analyze crude oil inventory, because tomorrow is actually going to be a good day for us. If we have time, I will let us know about the upcoming referendum on Iraq. One part of Iraq is having a referendum, and it's going to cause spark and oil market. Are you seeing the screen I'm sharing with you?
Yes.
So yes. I saw the event that there's a referendum coming up in Iraq. One of the biggest oil producing region want to have a referendum on 25th of this month. And anything referendum election is a very nice market opportunity for traders, because if look at it, they say the crude referendum could reshape oil market. Are you with me, House? This was published a day ago. This is a referendum coming up in Iraq. I hope you are seeing my screen very clear.
Yes.
Yes, I'm sharing the crude referendum could reshape oil market. They say Iraq, the second largest OPEC producer, may be facing significant disrupt to its oil export this month because of September citizen on the northern region of Kurdistan, a semi-autonomous area of Iraq. They will vote in a referendum for national independence. So these people want to be on their own, just like the Biafran activists. They are also agitating for Nigeria referendum. If Nigeria give them referendum, any day they are going to cast that vote. It's going to spark an oil market, because Nigeria is the fourth oil producing country in the world. So if people of South or Southeast exist from have something like this, like a referendum, it's going to also impact the oil market heavily. Now, I will still shut down this session. I will come up immediately. Then I will take us on. All of us will put hands together and analyze crude oil to know what is going to be the outcome tomorrow. And if time permits us, we may discuss about the effect of this referendum, because it is going to happen in the next 5 days. So.
They go down and pick out the I don't know.